Hello fellow hobby goers, it's Ross here and welcome back to the den. So on this episode tonight, or today, for me it's tonight, I'm going to be building up something I should probably be waiting on, but I need to change things up and make a little more content for my railway, and name still pending a change to something better when I think of it. So, I have a coaling tower kit here from Lifelike Trains. I can't remember if I got this for a birthday present or a Christmas present from my father, among some other little buildings. This one I never put together yet. It was on my to-do list back when I was turning into a teenager, building that 4x8 railroad plan of mine all over again, but it didn't happen. And surprisingly, this was made in Denmark. Lifelike Products Inc. Baltimore in Canada, exclusively distributed by Canadian Common Craft. Interesting to know. So, I'm going to get the camera moved over here and into a better position, because right now I do not have my really tall tripod still installed in both places. So, sit tight and I'll get the camera moved. So here we are. This was the best position to get this filmed, and I do pardon the lighting. I don't think it's going to be a big deal because this is just a coaling tower, and it's not like we're going to be going through some micro details like the wargaming videos that I do. So, without further ado, let's get this sucker open. I guess I should probably point out, authentic American prototype, multicolored molding, superior detail, includes tower, connecting building, and coal hoist pit. Not sure what a coal hoist pit is. There's still some things that are still alien to me. And for anyone wondering, this is product number 1377. Not like it matters because, as far as I remember, Lifelike Trains went out of business a few years ago. But if you're looking up their products and you want this one, at least you know the number. And I did kind of wash the plastic off because it was covered in dust. Whoa, assembly instructions and everything. That's everything? Yes, it is. Wow, that coloring did a number on the camera. I might be able to get us some more light. Well, that's somewhat better. There, yeah, that's way better. This is why I can't wait to have my office/studio set up in the basement. By studio, I mean like a little workshop. Okay, so I guess first things first, going to fit windows and doors into panels. Okay, so we got windows, railings, looks like roof bits. Okay, so here's the windows, and these little guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my snips here. My Citadel ones will do. And I'm gonna grab my flat file. And I picked up some new super glue. Where did I put it? It's here somewhere. There it is. I just wonder how well these 4 tubes of super glue from the dollar store are going to hold up. I need my scissors. Real question is this glue still any good? I bought it 3 weeks ago. Okay, so windows. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got little 8 square windows. Let's see what I'm doing here. So basically, we're going to put these little panes in these windows and then do the doors and all that fun stuff. Actually, before that, I should probably get these parts apart, eh? Now, a little pro tip for those curious. Always snip at the back end of the snips. Where are they? There we are. Put them flush to the detailed part. That way it saves you having any massive plastic molding or injection to really deal with. Okay, so that's all the doors and windows and the window glass snipped off. Now, I'm curious about something because on the instructions here, they don't say the facing, but I take it by that dot there and by it looks like a smooth surface and a dot up here, they're probably referring to the back side. I would hope so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry fit these before I glue them, which in the modeling industry is you want to always dry fit your parts. Make sure they fit right, if not you may have to modify them. Now all these windows and window panes are 20 and 35s, and the doors are 19s. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, there's a window, and because it fits in such a way, excuse me again, get a bit of itchy throat, and no, it's not the pandemic going around. A lot of cool fresh air today, I'll tell you that much. Where was I? Right. Now because these parts I snipped off are going to be hidden, I'm not going to worry about sanding them down. They're pretty minimal anyway, so this is all you're going to see. And then a piece of window pane would go over like so. And just like that. These window panes are pretty big chunks. Did I cut the right ones off? Let's see here. Oh, it's this way. Yep, that's 35. But then again, the whole sprue is marked 35. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty sure that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing an 8th one. Interesting. Unless, let me just double check here. This sprue doesn't have any of the window parts, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have an extra window then. Spare parts are always handy. And also something to notice is, like, because this kit's been sitting so long in one way that it's kind of bent a little bit. So I'm going to have to, that's pretty flexible. I'm just going to sit it down here and hopefully the heat will kind of shrink it down a bit before I glue it. Unless it's fast acting super glue. Okay, let's get this sprue out of the way. Those can go aside.
Okay, so I'm going to test out the super glue on this pane here and see how well this stuff from the dollar store works. It's a loose cap, folks. Oh, okay, that's alright. It's got a metal seal. I'll need a toothpick to poke that with. Toothpick, toothpick, toothpick. Times like these, I wish I had a bottle of Games Workshop super glue with the fine needle point, or a glue super glue with a needle point like that. It does such wonderful jobs. Okay, toothpicks. Here we are. Oops. Yeah. Oh, it does have a fine nozzle. Excellent. That's good. So we'll just... Whoa. I was very gentle with that. Okay. Enough glue on my mat already. Stick it up there. Let's just try this. I almost whenever just do like two sides. That actually seems to work really fast. Okay then. We'll just put a wee dab. Now one thing I'm worried about is that the super glue is going to frost the window. Not like it's already frosted already, or glazed, or however the term would be. So this is flatter. That's velvet on that's facing up. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself there. There we go. Adds a nice little worn effect. The pre-glaze or whatever they used on it for the manufacturing. That was just kind of scratched from being shaken around. Still, it's facing the right direction. All right, we'll let that piece dry. And I'll just keep plugging away here. But yeah, this stuff seems to be pretty potent. Not bad for $1.25, but tiny bottle. So just a wee bit, at least for these kits, is all you're going to need. Pretty liquidy stuff. Should have organized my pile a little better though. That's okay. Let's move this side up. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. Everything that's important is going to be covered up anyhow. There we are. Bit of a shake. Oh, it's actually in there. I'm impressed. Wonder how this glue would hold up with the Games Workshop's plastic models. So yeah, I'll put it along here and we'll just fast forward here in a few seconds. Now just a word to the wise, I accidentally squeezed just a tad harder than I wanted to, so I cleaned up some of the glue. However, the glue was reacting to the plastic in my skin right away, so if you do pick up some dollar store stuff and you live in Canada, do be careful. And also, my fingerprints were melting, making melting marks in the back of the the windowsill or back part of the frame. So yeah, this stuff is potent. Do be careful. Okay, that's all the windows in place. Whoops. So I guess these spares we'll just put aside for now. Oh, come here, you little piece. Oh, this one's gonna need a little more glue. Dang it. So I was about to say, going to be moving on to the doors next, right after I fix this window. These lined up, corner for corner. There we are. Yeah, I think the glass, they're using the plastic using for the glass bit, it's a slightly different plastic, because that one kind of popped off at the bottom when it hit the floor. But then again, anything would probably do that. Actually, I need that one back because we put a door in it, a door in this one, and a door in this one. I won't fast forward ahead for this because it's just 3 doors. And I'm pretty sure people love, excuse me, other people love watching others work. Did that sound kind of mean? I'm not too sure. I hope not. I meant it as a joke. Alright, get our toothpick, spread it around, spread it around.
All these doors are the same height, same number. I should not have to force it, I just want to get the air bubbles out if there's any. So there's door number 2. Oh, there's 2 doors. 1, 2, 3, yep. And door number 3 is going up here on top of the coal tower. And there we go. I won't tighten that base too tight in case it snaps. It's only cheap plastic after all. Uh-oh. Come here. There we are. If you don't tell me, I do apologize. That's just my furnace blower to help speed up the process of the wood burning.
Basement. Okay, so those are all glued in. What do the instructions call for next? B. Ooh, this is a big one. Assemble tower walls and slope sheet. Okay. You know, I wonder if it's optional, like my old little coaling crane gantry or whatever I had from a kit my dad built for me back my first train set when I was a wee kid. Kind of wonder if I can just take this top off and replace it with a hinge or something and fill up with like real coal if you wanted to. Find out as we get down there. So, back in the view. Doing up all these bits next. And a corner gang plank. So,
before I do that, I want to file these little, let's knock these little nibbits of the plastic off. And one thing I learned by myself, and I don't know if it's a thing on the internet, but when you're filing down the little snip bits off, I found that if you file away from the detailing, it just makes it one less thing to worry about, because when I'm done here, I have to kind of go like this way, just to file the burrs off. That came out pretty nice. Pretty flexible plastic though. So I'm going to go around and file these all down, and we'll be right back. Oops, wrong way.
there we go. That's the last part of the walls done. But I also have to get a couple more pieces out. So, non-walled sections. Okay. I think this is all of it. And what's this on figure 428? Little corner piece. I think this is it here. Yes, it is. Little corner piece for our steps, I guess. Right. Well, back to snipping. Well, time to start up another pile and get the filing done. I think that's a lip on. Is that a lip? It's got a bit of a mold lip. Okay. Now, something I noticed while doing up this piece is there's these little indentations. I don't know if they're there to represent something or if it's just mold injection marks. And I'm not sure what to do about them. I'll try and file them down a little bit. Yeah, that is odd. Is the sister one kind of got something? It does. Unless they're supposed to represent little tumble poles or something, maybe? I'm not too sure. You know what? They might be injection molds. Marks or something. Well, I'm going to leave them be. I'm not going to do too much damage to them. Because in the future I do plan to weather and paint this up a bit. And that'll be in a separate video, but I just don't know when. See, like these ones down here, they don't really have any bearing for anything. Yeah. I don't think there's any other parts for it. Anywho, on with the filing of the other bits. Okay, the filing's all done. Now it's onto a... Whoops, sorry, I jumped ahead here. I forgot a piece. Gotta get this little guy out. Give him a quick filing. There we go. There's the mold marks. We'll leave that side down. Yeah. So, now on to the assembling. I also have a really weird piece here. This one. Don't know what it's for, but I'll soon find out. So, oh, hang on, I also need number 6. Where's number 6? Unless this is number 6. Maybe. Doesn't go in that shape. Alrighty. I guess next up will be these other two brown pieces. Just get them on there out of the way. Let the mold marks down. So, picture look something like this. Nope, I guess I am using the old side up. Wasn't that a terrible hijinks? That's better. Still a little on the low side. So there's one. And I believe that'll be two. Alright, so that's the roof on that one done. Gonna be doing the roof on the next one. Now it says to put this patch here on this side, but frankly, since they're the same dimension, you could pretty much customize and put on the other side if you wanted to as well. So, but I'm gonna follow the instructions on this one. Yeah, you can't really see it on camera here, but I'm currently going to the top part of the coal roof bit. It's all coming together. Well, folks, I'm going to take a break, and I'll continue back on this tomorrow morning. And we're back. It is 12:30 p.m. here in the Atlantic, with some beautiful natural sunlight coming in. And yes, I know I did say I was going to start bright and early. However, there was rain and wind and gray overcast, so the lighting was even worse. Well, worser than it is now. However, in the meantime, I've already gone ahead and taken apart the other pieces that I needed, filed down to what I needed to do. Oh, I missed a spot on that one. Actually, to do any of these insides. At any rate, the instructions, between the pictures and how they have explained, and the picture on the box, things are a little vague still, but I kind of get the idea where things are supposed to go. So these guys here are going to nestle. I'll get the lower part here, right in front. You know, I could almost just not even use these. Kind of wonder if these were added for extra color. You know, do I really need them? You know what? I may just skip out on these. Because it looks like they'll be finicky and not needed. But it is part of the kit. You know what? Because it's part of the kit, I am going to put these on. And before I do that, I've dry fitted the chute a little bit. Because in the instructions here, get them on the camera, it shows to put this little piece in first, as explains. They put the bottom part on, and then this top piece on. But when you look at the box art, you see the chute is completely different. Which makes me wonder. You put this piece on, like so, and then as per the instructions, you put this piece on underneath. It doesn't really fit. And there's that wind blowing. And then this piece goes on top, like so, as per the manual. But nothing lines up. Nothing looks right. Unless they meant like this. It's hard to say, really. Because in the picture, they went how I had it before. But as we look at it, it looks like the coal will just hit this and not go underneath that. So if we went like this, stay in there, and then did like in the picture, kind of set it in there, and then like so, would that not look more appropriate? But of course in the picture, on the box art, it's also angled down some more. So I wonder, I'm going to leave that piece for last, and we'll, for now I'm going to get these side pieces for the roofs on. Okay, so that one didn't go on well unlike the first time. But that's okay. Now I want to angle this up. Pardon my recyclables there. Still waiting for recycling day. Start the next side. And one thing I noticed is while gluing these up, and I'm glad I did. Uh-oh, get my fingernails. They actually have a little lip on the side of them there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. That's where my thumb's rubbing. So it'll help keep them in place when you go to place it. Quite genius that. Glad they did that too. Otherwise I'd be sitting here fiddling with it for hours. And there we go. Now, if I followed the instructions before putting them on the base, this back one may not have been offset the way it is. But that's okay, it now gives it some character, and I can always file that down with my file later too to smooth it out. It's no biggie. And I wish I could get a fire going, but because of the rain, my wood got wet again. So, gotta deal with 61 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Well, I guess we'll move on to the stairs next. Get rid of this bottle. Or it is done. Bringing this back down. So I take it, this one is going to go in. So they want you to assemble this all and then do the stairs afterwards. Or no, during the assembly of the buildings on the base. So folks, I got myself a bit of a challenge here for breaking the rules. But I also didn't want this to warp. Well, where to find my tweezers?
I'll use my hook ones. And it also says to put the stairs on too, or the railings. Might be a way without using my tweezers for this part. It's got a bit of lip there, so we'll take advantage of that. Put a bit of glue there. A little bead down, just a light bead. I get a light bead. Down here, another one at the base. Of course, that lip could also be a mold line, hard to say. So, I'm going to very trickily get you into position. I touched it with the glue. Okay, you know what? Do it this way. Got my fingers. Okay, this isn't going as planned. Okay, that in. Flip it around. There we go. I do say this Dollar Store super glue is kind of amazing. To put up with the air this long. But it seems to adhere once it makes contact with another surface, so that's also a good sign. Alright, next, we got this bit of railing. So, this will be interesting to do. Nice gob, nice gob, nice gob, nice gob. There we are. Straight as I'm going to get it. Now I'm going to let that be. I'll get the next bit started here. This piece, on the other hand, I don't have to install it, guys. It's going to be in the railway. Literally, you can cut some ties out. That's part of the coal unload. And this big fella. We'll go right here. Yeah, I think the plastic's kind of warped off center. Maybe this way. Could even be this piece is facing, my glue is facing down too far. Alright, we'll do it that way. Don't know how accurate my measurements are with the glue. There. Okay, we'll let that dry, and come back in a couple minutes and make some sandwiches. Alright, I am back. So, long story short, I didn't get to make my sandwiches. I had no meat thawed. So I put some noodles on, and while I was prepping the noodles, I went outside and to my wood pile. I have some wood I did not split up yet. So I split that up, found some dry ones, and threw them in the furnace, and hopefully soon I will have a nice little warmer house than it is now. And also note, while fiddling around with this, I realized that I put this railing on wrong. This one right here. It's supposed to be on the outside, just on the edge there. Which I misinterpreted on the instructions for. But it looks like it's on the edge. So, here's what's going to happen. Going to put this one on the side like so. Because of the slight warpness, here to be a tiny gap. So those who are big time model railway guys, please, for the love of God, save your anger for my mess up there. So this one's going to be tacked right about here. So, once more. It's getting all shaky. There we go. Now, stick it on like so. My finger will let go. There. Squeeze that one up before the glue completely sets. There we go. Not too shabby if I say so myself. A bit of glue run off there. Now we got one more to do. That's this fella. Where did I place it? Uh-oh. Oh dear. Well, folks, let's just hope I didn't accidentally scoop that one up and put it in the garbage. Let's just check down here. Where I put those screws. Window piece. Oh, up there. Up there it is. Even with my line of sight in front of the phone. Just the way that went. Alright, forgot to file this guy. Make it a little smoother. And it's going to sit like this. Right here. I am going to actually use the tweezers on this one. Oops. I want those railings facing out to match those ones. See, that didn't quite make contact there either. At least it hasn't been string glue. Okay, here we go, folks. Line it up. Put my elbow in a better position on the table. There we go. I'm going to touch up this one just down here a little bit. Probably help if my finger didn't glue to it. Okay, so I'm going to correct that and we'll get right back to the whole coal chute part.
So as you can see before you, I let all that glue dry. I've started dry placing the chute pieces. Now, I've got this 040 switcher and tender here on a piece of Buckman Easy Track, and as you can see, this kit wasn't designed around the Easy Track bits because it's from the early 90s, right? Late 80s, early 90s, this kit. So, and before I mention anything else, usually these kits, they keep them the same through and through. So now, real question is, I am going to be using Atlas Code 100 track at some point. What's this one? This one is made in Slovenia. 9-inch. Doesn't say if it's Code 100, but I'm pretty sure it is because it came from a set. Much like much sets. So yeah, as we can see, that's quite of a quite a bit tall to try and reach that loco, and I got to butt up tight against the edge of the track as well. So even if I were to say model this piece under like so, or say let's just get rid of that one, and say put this piece in as part of the chute, it's still not long enough. Now if we switch the train to regular snap track, the Buckman one out of the way, put this back in place where it was just sliding under, and now move into position. That's a lot tighter and a little more believable. But still, the reach isn't enough. I'll move the camera over so everyone can see what I mean. So, if I were to put this one in, now it's kind of more believable. It looks like it would reach. But I'm still concerned. So I'm just going to grab one of my bigger steam engines here. Now here we are with one of the Mahano President's Choice sets coal tenders on the back. This one's from the 282. 282. And as you can see, the chute just, whoops, move that one. The chute just almost makes it over. So that chute might be okay for that particular size of tender, but not these small ones. So if we do this again, take this off, stick the bigger chute on. It's not glued on there. Now it reaches, is a little more believable. So I do want to have my trains being able to come on over and load up coal, even though it'll be imaginary. I'm not going to load up real coal. I have to get this to clear the locomotive somehow. Because if I take the tender off, put this beautiful beastie, pull this aside. Oh, get on there. There we go. The chute has to clear the train. Looks like it just might, but it's going to rub on the cab. So, for safety's sake, I'm going to stick with the little one. Put it in there. But what I might also do is I might, when I go to set up the table and figure out my track plan for the yard and all that stuff, I might even elevate this up a little bit more. Because right where it is, this little small one works great, but it just doesn't have the reach. Where this big one has the reach, even going onto these smaller coal tenders here. So that'll be an interesting challenge to do. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to put the big one on. And I also decided, because it doesn't make any sense having this hole open and going with this design as per the instructions, however that fits, I'm going to do what they did in the picture and use it as like a coal chute door. So this will glue it on there somehow. Alrighty, let's get these magnificent locomotives out of the way.
There we go. So, I didn't have to put that little piece back in. Pretty might as well. I hope this remains that angle as it dries. This one super glued right on right away. Didn't give me a chance to just bring it down a little bit lower. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to, excuse me, go through my decor sand that I have here, find something that's a suitable size, and just put it a little bit on the edge here, so it looks like it's cold inside. And this is just kind of semi-closed to keep from all running out. And that's that. So that is the cooling tower completed, with the chute to be installed at a later date. So that means, if it's a one-way track, I gotta put like maybe, let's get the, this is the elevator part of it here for the coal to go up and down and over. So if this is a one-way track, I gotta put the pit on one side. So it'll sit the track onto the track like so. So we drop the coal load off me for the cooling tower, which means I'll have to make a cooling industry, or a cooling industry kit. So let's see how this will work now. Let's get this color back on here. So yeah, that angle, it's just gonna bump it. So I am definitely gonna have to elevate this tower kit here up a little more, just so when trains come in, they'll clear it. However, I do want to know, because I do plan to get a 484 big boy with coal tender, is I want to know how tall the 484 big boy is in HO, mainly from the base of its wheels where it sits on the track up to the cab, or to the highest point on the big boy might be, because its top boiler and everything should be pretty even. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and that's the cooling tower done. And I might maybe today start the next video, and it's going to be a really cool building. By cool, I mean where the bad guys go.
Till then, everybody, keep safe from Corona and happy hobbying.